if I wasn't addicted, then how come I was theming when it came to looking for and, you know, constantly going through my mom's, you know, her caffeine, going to the store to try to constantly find it. If I wasn't addicted, then how come I was constantly consuming of it? Like, you get what I'm saying? What is up, homies? What is up, warriors? Just what is up to everybody in general? Yeah, hey, back at it again with another video. Story time as usual. Story time episode once again. But this one is something I never thought that I would make before ever, honestly. Excuse me. This is gonna be how and why I quit. You know, just how and why I quit my caffeine, I guess, addiction. Well, probably addiction, but just why I quit caffeine, how I quit caffeine, and just overcoming addiction. Just stuff like that, basically. Basically, just why I decided to quit. If I'm whispering or if I'm a little quiet right now, that's because I'm the only one that is up right now while my mom is sleeping. So, yeah. So yeah, if I'm talking a little bit quiet or I'm a little bit low or talking low, that's honestly the reason why. Because I'm the only one that's up right now. And it's obviously, you know, late at night, so that's why. So, me and I were just talking on FaceTime, whatever. And, you know, I have my caffeine, obviously, which is from, you know, Starbucks, basically. And plus, you know, I'm just talking about, like, what was I talking? Basically, like, how I was basically having a rough night. That's basically what I was talking about, rough night, basically. And, like, and I was also talking about how this lady, she was confused with my order and how, like, she couldn't comprehend my order. How I was asking, like, oh, hey, do you have caramel mocha? Which, mind you, I was drinking mocha. That's what I was drinking, mocha. And she's like, oh, we're all out. I'm like, what do you have? Just story like that. Whatever. And, you know, we're just talking all that stuff while I'm drinking my mocha. You know. She's like, addicted. I'm like, I'm not addicted. Mind you, sign 1 of addiction, denying you're addicted. But anyways, and you know, she was drinking water and we're just having, you know, a little breakfast together, you know what I'm saying? Well, not breakfast, but you know, just drinking together, you know, talking, kicking, you know, whatever. So what else? Oh, yeah. Anyway, so mind you, I'm theming for this caffeine, whatever. So about like a week later, I'm theming for this caffeine. So, you know, I go through my cabinet, go through my coffee powder, and mind you, there's only like a last bit of caffeine in there. Only a last bit. And I couldn't use my, I don't know if people do this, but like, I don't know. But when I do a straw or whatever, like when there's like coffee powder in it, I will like inhale the straw and some like coffee powder will like come, you know, out of the straw or whatever. Do people do that? Do some of y'all do that? I don't know if y'all do. But I don't know, maybe it's just me, I'm not sure. But anyways. So I ran out of coffee powder. I'm just like, oh, come on. Really? Come on. Then I went to my mom's drawer to basically borrow her coffee packets, which is a different kind of brand that she buys off of Amazon. Which, mind you, let me say this. I started drinking caffeine when I was like 13. Well, no. I started when I was like, I'll say 12. like, or 11 and a half, I guess, somewhat. But I was like mainly like doing it when I was like mainly drinking it when I was like 13. So yeah, I wasn't always drinking when I was like 12 or 11 or whatever. But I was mainly drinking when I was 13. So yeah, but anyways, so um, I was like looking for coffee packets, whatever. But she only had like 5 in there. But here's the thing: if I would took 3 packets from her coffee powder, I mean oregano, I think this was called her brand, then she would have had 2 left, which wouldn't be enough. So I'm like, oh, come on, man, really? I was like, really, really, Which, mind you, let me say this. Let me say this before I get into other stuff. It started with Starbucks. Then it was with energy drinks like Gatorade, all this stuff. You know. Then it was caffeinated sodas like Coca-Cola, all this other stuff. Then I started making my own coffee, which was her coffee. Which sometimes I don't know. Sometimes would steal my mom's caffeine. Yeah. Shocker, just a little bit. But yeah. I mean, and honestly, here's the thing. I was doing caffeine because either it was for stress, not because it tasted good, don't get me wrong, but it was because, it's that good shit, right? Not because it was that good shit, that good stuff, but, it was for, mainly for stress, a coping mechanism for stress, and also plus to, try some stuff out. I was trying out Gatorade, some caffeinated sodas, other stuff. I mean, it wasn't no crazy stuff like Monster, Red Bull, or Rockstar, or any of that shit. And the thing was, I kind of almost tried that. And the thing was, it kind of has that weird smell. You know how, like, when you smell energy drinks like Red Bull or Monster or Rockstar or whatever, like, it'll just have that, like, strong smell. Or that weird smell. Something like that. So I smelt it before. But I almost tried it but didn't. But anyways, so then I went to my local store, Kroger, and then I was about to find the other coffee brand, which was the healthy coffee caffeine brand, which they did not have. So I'm like, oh, dang, come on, really? Kick that thing. And then plus, so I'm like, so I go ask the clerk. I'm like, the guy who works at Kroger. One guy. So I'm like, hey, do you have any more of that healthy brand? Or just why are they out, basically? And he's like, no, we don't have it. Or basically, he didn't know. He didn't know why they were out. So I'm like, oh, well, alright then. Excuse me. So I just grabbed the whole coffee powder, the main one that I usually got before. So I'm like, just whatever, I'll just get the same brand. Then I get the Starbucks, which was the Frappuccino or Cappuccino, I don't know what it's called. Pay for it, get mine, then go. Then, and mind you, around this time, I had a lot of stress going on. Mind you, I had a lot of stuff going on with me, basically, Like, my dad was in the hospital. I had a lot of personal shit going on. That me and my manager talked about, personal stuff. Me and my mom got into an argument, which I mean, sometimes it's over stupid stuff, which I ain't gonna get into that, because it was stupid stuff. But, yeah. And plus, I had a follow-up with somebody who was supposed to do music with, which I'm gonna get to that later. And, plus, like, I don't know, just some stuff about something with his house. Just it was a lot of stuff just going on with me and a lot of stress going on to the point where, like, just like I said before, caffeine was my stress coping mechanism. It always has been, So, and then so I went to Mr. Dewey's house, basically, just to, like, see him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I go to his house, and we're just watching football and whatnot. Which honestly, I don't know if he watches my videos. I was at Mr. Dewey house, chilling, whatever. And then, we have a little short, little conversation afterwards, little small talk. When I'm like, oh, what you gonna do for New Year's and whatnot? And I'm like, oh, I'm not really gonna be, doing much or whatnot. But anyway, so I leave. Then I had to go outside for a little bit because, just a lot of stuff was just going on. A lot of stuff. So, and I'm just like, my caffeine, whatever. Which, mind you, I didn't know. Well, I'm about to get into that later, but like I said, just I'm just trying to like I'm just snoring on the caffeine, whatever. Just doing that caffeine, just to like calm my nerves or whatnot. But anyway, so meanwhile after that, it's around the night of the book signing, okay? The night of the book signing. And, I'm making my own energy drink, basically. And so, I'm just, like, mixing, okay. So, like, I mixed bubbly water with caffeinated soda, Coca-Cola. Because, mind you, Coca-Cola, if you guys didn't know, that has caffeine as well, if you guys didn't know. So, I mixed bubbly water, sparkling water, with Coca-Cola to make an energy drink. Because I would try to make my own energy drink for tomorrow, basically. I have my water, my energy drink, and I have my coffee in the, I don't know, what's it called? Thermos? I think it was called those type of bottles. I don't know. That keeps your stuff warm, whatever. Some stuff like that. But anyways. So I'm FaceTiming that as I'm making this energy drink. Which, mind you, I used to mix stuff up a lot. When it came to caffeine. Like, when it came to my mom's caffeine, her coffee, I would literally mix it up with other coffee. Like, I would literally mix it up with other coffee that had, like, lots of caffeine in it. You know what I'm saying? I would just, like, mix it up in the blender, put it in the blender, mix it up in milk, then, all that stuff. Like, I always did it, especially, at 13 when I did that. But anyways, so, then, just drank it, and it was alright taste, I guess. So anyway, meanwhile, next day is the book signing, the day of the book signing. So, I'm there, and, everything's going good, everything's nice, everything's set up, people came to sign, it's all good. And I have this caffeine in my thermostat. Because, mind you, I drunk the energy drink already, basically. And I drunk my water already. So, all I had is my caffeine to, like, wake me up. Because, rough nights and shit, Excuse me. So, I'm just, like, chugging. Just chugging on this caffeine, this coffee every second just chugging, just chugging. And so, plus, which, I mean, we was at Piccadilly, the restaurant. So, we were about to, eat our food here anyway. And honestly, I literally had so much caffeine, like, it is, I don't know, like, I think this was around, like, weeks ago, honestly. I had, like, so much caffeine that I didn't know how much that I was consuming of it. That's the thing, like, I didn't know how much I was consuming so much of this drug. Like, it was a drug that I didn't know how much I was consuming of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was just, like, chugging it. Which, mind you, like, sometimes when it comes to caffeine, your hand, like, you be so slow and jittery and shit. And you be so, like, dizzy and all that stuff. So, yeah. And so, mind you, like, I'm so dizzy to the point where, like, I'm, like, almost sleeping while me and my brother Joshua, which, he might watch my videos or whatnot. My half-brother from my dad's side, Joshua, my dad's side of the family, he pretty much had to walk me to the car, basically. Because, mind you, I'm dizzy or whatever. And he's like, oh, you need to, like, go sit down or whatever. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Which I wasn't. So, you know, he walks me to the car, basically. And mind you, I'm like so fucking dizzy. Like, it reminded me of that, I don't know, that one story time where, like, we got off that Space Mountain roller coaster, and, you know, I'm like dizzy, whatever. That's basically what it felt like. Except I wasn't on caffeine at that time. But anyway, so I'm walking to the car, right? There's music in the background. And mind you, things are so blurry. Like, it felt like I was, like, hallucinating or some type of shit, right? And, like, it felt like I was on, like, pills. Or, I don't know, something like that. Caffeine pills. It felt like it was that. I get in the car, and I'm, like, laid back. I'm laid back like this, while things just blurry. As music is in my head, I'm just like, you know? And my mom was driving. While in traffic, things were just so blurry, and I was like asleep, right? Just so sleepy. And then my mom wakes me up. I'm like, huh? Where we at? And mind you, it seems like some random parking lot. So I'm like, where are we at? I'm like, why are we at this random parking lot? And she's like, we're at Kroger, we're at the store. I'm like, oh. So basically, my mom took me to Kroger, which honestly I didn't know because I thought it was just some random parking lot. And mind you, my hands are still slow and so jittery and so fatigued, right? And then I go home, I look in the mirror, and then I'm just like, remember, like thinking back, I'm like thinking back to the stuff that I was consuming. And I didn't realize how much I was consuming so much caffeine of it. Because a lot of stress is so much going on that I was like, hey, gotta get caffeine, gotta get this, I gotta get that caffeine, I gotta get that good stuff, you know? And I wasn't realizing how much I was consuming of it, if that makes sense. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to quit. I need to cut back. And then, so I'm calling Nye. I'm telling her that, hey, I need to just quit. Because mind you, I did look up some, like, effects on caffeine, I guess. Looked it up, basically. Or basically just watched the video on, like, you know, caffeine or whatever. Try to stop. That didn't work. Or basically me looking in the mirror like, you know what, I'm just stop doing caffeine. Basically what I was, you know, saying or thinking about in the mirror. But anyways, so I tried stopping. That didn't work. That did not work because I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. And I just took the caffeine, and I just drunk the whole last of it. I just inhaled the last of that caffeine, basically. You know, I tried to stop, but I'm just like, you know what, fuck this, fuck this. And I just took it, and I just did it. And now it's like, oh, you ain't addicted to that, addicted to, you know, caffeine. Which honestly, but it's like, okay, look, I'm like, nah. If I wasn't addicted, then how come I was theming when it came to looking for and, you know, constantly going through my mom's, you know, her caffeine, going to the store to try to constantly find it. If I wasn't addicted, then how come I was constantly consuming of it? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you get my drift here, you get what I'm saying? You know, so, like, you know what I mean? So, like, and, you know, so anyway, I looking ways to stop caffeine, right? Test my friend Drew. You know, he watches my videos, whatever. But you know, I test him about it, and you know, he recommends meditation. So I'm like, all right, I'll try meditation. I try meditation, which is basically like the video, like caffeine meditation, whatnot. I put my headphones on, and I'm at the park while listening to this. I'm listening to caffeine meditation. I'm meditating, and you know, it's like ASMR. It said calm music and a guy who's not whispering. He's just basically just giving you like calm thoughts to try to, you know, escape from caffeine or whatnot. Basically. Which, mind you, calm. When I was at the park, calm. Me laying on my bed every single night when listening to it, calm. Calming. So calming. Which, mind you, that was kind of temporary. That didn't really work. Because, mind you, I'm still in the restroom calling my homeboy Seth up, best bud, close friend, like, hey, like, honestly, I'm tripping out. Because, mind you, I didn't have caffeine. Like, because, mind you, I stopped just cold turkey. I just quit cold turkey. Quit cold turkey just like that. Stop cold turkey. And then I'm just like, I'm tripping out, man. Tripping out. I haven't had caffeine in, like, days. I can't take it. You know, the week is literally almost over. Like, it's literally about to be the weekend. And it's like, look, I can't afford to crack now. Like, listen. And plus, I literally just, like, drank the last of my caffeine. So, I'm just, like, you know, all jittery and shit like that. And, you know, Seth is like, hey, you know, I just tried water. You know what I mean? Because, mind you, he does caffeine, too. He has done it beforehand. But it wasn't as addictive as I was, if that makes sense. Like, he done coffee and, you know, Coca-Cola and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, it wasn't addictive as me. So, you know, he recommended water. You know, I thanked him for the advice. And, you know, it's like, no problem. Whatever. And mind you, I'm in the public restroom while talking to him. So, yeah. Go back home and I know it's hot chocolate. Mind you, the hot chocolate is caffeine free. So I'm like, hey, I should try that. Okay, I should try it once. So, you know, lately, around these weeks of this month, it's been going okay. You know, just okay. You know, not good, not bad, but just okay. You know, I've been doing drinks, doing no. Let me correct myself. No, doing drinks that are caffeine free, like 99% caffeine free. Whether if it's, you know, like a soda or stuff like that, just stuff that's like non caffeine, whatever. That still tastes good. So I've done that. Still continue with the meditation. You know, every single night. I also update you guys on social media about, you know, basically giving you guys a little life update, a life update, like I am doing right now, life update on me, basically. Also letting some of the people know, like, you know, hey, like, why aren't you doing this? Like, why aren't you gonna get caffeine? Like, oh, I'd rather not. My mom's like, how come? I'm like, I'm trying to quit. She's like, oh, really? Because she didn't expect that from me. Which she has caffeine too, which I kind of tried to get her to quit, but she didn't. But anyways, so after weeks, I'm on the group chat with Seth and Drew. And basically, you know, I'm just talking about it and, you know, how it's doing better for me. And, you know, we checked out this little trailer for my book. You know, it's all good, whatever. So now, as you got a little backstory, here's my thing. So right now, honestly, I feel like I'm not going to be quitting forever, if that makes sense. Like, of course, I'm still going to do caffeine, don't get me wrong. But I honestly feel like that right now, I'm like, nah, I'm good. But I'm still going to continue to do caffeine, but not as much as I did before, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to do it like as much as I did before anymore, basically. Because I don't know. It's kind of like that manipulative drug that kind of make you think like, oh, it's not as bad as drugs, not as bad as marijuana or all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So, but honestly, the main reason is basically just because, like, I'm not just going to, like, do it as much anymore. Because, you know, how much I was consuming of it, if that makes sense. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just good for me. You know, it's just good for me. Not just because of the, like, you know, this new year I'm going to do this, do that. But it's because, like, it's just good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for me, you know, mentally. Quick announcement. The song that we're working on, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's still in the works. Still in the works. My first song is still in the works. But yeah, that's it, and I'ma go. So, and I'm tired. It's late, and yeah. Bye. Later. I was trying to do a good outro, but that didn't turn out right.